All right, everybody, and welcome to our Sunday morning news crawl stream. We'll be doing Q&A, a Zoom call, and lots of other stuff today. I'm going to step away for a moment here, play you a ditty from Golden Cat Productions, and we'll be right back at the Smash News Network, least busted. Naming news. All right, everybody, and we are here to riff about just about anything. So we are on a Zoom call right now. We invited our patrons. I can't really see if anybody's shown up or not. So let's crack open this mother and start talking about whatever we want to. So the first thing we want to talk about is the Smash team. So you may not be aware of the Smash team yet. You may be aware of the Smash team if you head to smAsho.com/Smash team. We've taken subscription services our own way. So while we do appreciate our patrons and the service of Patreon, we needed to create our own little setup. And because of that, well, that's why we have the Smash team. So let me just give you some information on how to get there. Before I do that, well, I'm just going to stay in the Zoom call. And yeah, if anybody's joining up, join the Zoom call. Of course, we've sent that to our patrons and to our Smash team members. So if you type in smashomash.org into your favorite browser, you may discover that you get redirected to smashomash.com. And welcome, everybody, to the Neo Renaissance. Cheers. Congratulations on realizing that our YouTube channel exists. And on that page, you can find links to our social media accounts. Our first 9 smashomash.org Presents the Sun videos are also there, embedded onto the homepage. For your viewing pleasure, some of the best screensavers that you'll find, cast these onto your favorite big screen. Some of them even have musical accompaniment. Some of them are silent, like the silence of space. Anyway, from the homepage, if you click on Smash Team, you will find our own website. And that's what the landing page looks like. You need a login. And I'm not going to show you what's on it because it is our new service. So that is our new service to, yes, replace Patreon. So for our patrons, all you have to do to replace your Patreon is just go to smashomash.com, click on this, cancel your Patreon membership, and sign up over at smashomash.com instead. Now over at smashomash.com/Smash team, we've got a different setup there. On Patreon, we had quite a few tiers. We've reduced that to only 2 tiers. So there's a silver tier and a gold tier over at smashomash.com/Smash team, the official website of the smAsh team and the smAsh News Network. At smAsh News Network, least busted name in news, we are not sitting here attempting to get you to believe nonsense, like so many channels all across YouTube indeed are. And while we're a little bit spaced out, I don't think it detracts from the content. What do you think? And let us know in the comments section. If you're just a basic YouTube viewer, maybe you decided to not become a Patreon because you don't like Patreon for whatever reason. The main reason that we're starting our own thing is because, well, we just need freedom to do whatever we want with our software. So that's sort of what's going on with that. And we're going to be getting into a news crawl here in a moment. Let me get my screen back off the screen and I'll log in and give you a little teaser on what you may find at smAshomash.com/smashTeam. smAshomash.com/smashTeam. So when you log in, and your console is going to look a little bit differently than mine because I have an admin console for obvious reasons. It's okay, we're allowed to show you that. And yeah, so there's what the logged in page looks like. And when you scroll down, you'll see similar links to what you see at the homepage of smAshomash.com. And you'll also see these pink links. These pink links, if you click on posts, will bring you to our most recent posts. And if you follow my personal account on Facebook, you may already realize that we've named the filament. Yes, we're calling it Filament Steve. Since Filament Steve has triggered a coronal mass ejection warning that's been going on for days, we've decided to call it that. So that's what that is all about, the smAsh team and so on. And it's going to become the true source of funding for the smAsh News Network, least busted name in news. We saw a niche for various different types of content, and so we decided to fill that niche because we noticed that the niche was filled with a bunch of crap. Yes, crap. Oh my God, it's running me over. The smAsh News Network. Ah, that's a relief. I was getting sandwiched between the edge of the frame and the smAsh News Network lettering, which is quite beefy, I might add. Speaking of being quite beefy, have you noticed an enduring problem? What's that? It's giant bureaucracies that can't get out of their own way, not a virus that's causing your Wait a minute. Hold on a minute here, folks. Is it a virus that's causing your problem? Or is it people's reaction to a virus that's causing your problem? Or is it a series of viruses that are causing your problem? Or could it be maybe that... I'm just going to stop right there. By the way, make sure you leave us a comment if you're viewing on YouTube. The only place this video is going to be played, at youtube.com/smAshomash. So yeah, have you canceled the rest of your life because of COVID-19? Have you decided to move into a bunker? Have you decided to find an old inactive volcano and go live in a lava tube? Let us know in the comments what you've done. Have you decided to become a full-time real estate scammer who sells incredibly marked up real estate to all of your followers? Have you purchased pallets upon pallets of Kool-Aid to mix up for your peeps? Do you even know what peeps are? Do you even know who makes peeps? Well, I could talk about peeps all day, but I'm not gonna, because I'm checking to see if anybody's in the Zoom call, and I don't see anybody. So maybe everybody's sleeping in. It is a gloomy day here in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. And let me just share some tips for you on weather So whether or not you know how to forecast the weather is on you. And let's just bring up my screen sharing here. We'll take Filament Steve off the screen, and we'll do a search. For the GOES Interactive Weather Satellite. Yes, so this is what we show regularly on the channel. And since there's a bit of weather in the news, let's go to the latest few frames here of visible satellite data. I gotta zoom. I'm going to actually zoom to a low zoom here, as the visible satellite is quite good. The resolution of this is 2 kilometers, and it's quite good. Now, there's a bunch of dry air around this system, and it's just making landfall now. So the heaviest bands of moisture are just striking Rhode Island, actually, right in this area. That is where the heaviest moisture in the entire system is right now, and it's just making landfall. So we're seeing some forecasts for some flooding here, although it's been largely downgraded in the past couple days. There's a bunch of dry air around and cold water. So fortunately for everybody in New England, the warm, cool water demarcation line is someplace way down here, slightly south of the tip of Long Island. And that warm, cold water demarcation line weakens the heck out of these systems, as down here you have a lot more convective forces evaporating hot water out of the ocean to feed into that system. And just above that line, you've got a bunch of weakness. There's also dry air up here, which is in effect high pressure. There's dry air down here, and the jet stream is forcing this up in this sort of a direction. Since this air up here is dry, it's causing the system to be driven to the west a little bit. And we're getting forecasts for some pretty significant flooding here in Pennsylvania. Next, we're going to show you the water vapor map for the same area, or close to the same area. And just give me a minute to animate that. We'll actually show the full animation of this one because, well, it was dark on the visible satellite. So we're going to actually show you 50 frames. The last time we were only showing you 10 frames. This will give you a little better insight into the sort of storm path that's going on here. So there's the water vapor map. And you can find this on the same satellite set there. That's the NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite. So a couple factors here weakening this system. You've got this dry mass of air down here. That's a high pressure system, relatively speaking. You've got this dry mass of air up here. And you've got this jet stream flow pushing this system like this into this basically stagnant air right here. So there's going to be, right now we're getting Atlantic Ocean air coming right over Pennsylvania. We're located right about there in Lehigh Valley. Shout out to our local viewers. And do we have any viewers? The YouTube jokeware shows me 0, even though we see comments. So hey, thanks for leaving comments, smAsh staff, and thanks for all your hard work. Go sign up for a subscription service at smashomash.com/smashTeam for all kinds of insider info that nobody else gets. Also early alerts and so on. smashomash.com/smashTeam. Shout out to Black Pill Radio, and thanks for dropping by, Ken. Don't work too hard today. If I were in Cleveland, I would stop by for an adult beverage. So yeah, thanks for leaving comments, you two. And actually, let's go back to the visible because there's going to be some spectacular imagery here. So on the visible, if you bring up 50 frames, and we always want to go to 100% resolution, should be a great sunrise showing up here on the satellite. And you can see the convection is kind of mostly ending, although there is a bit of landfall happening there. There is a bit of convection kicking up right as the landfall happens, but overall this system has been pretty much weakening the whole time. And hey, what can you say? When you understand the physics, you understand the physics. And we're trying to assist our viewers with understanding the physics. I guess we can take a look at the long wave infrared imagery as well. We don't usually show it, but it'll look spectacular and maybe scary. And of course, if it bleeds, it leads. So since everybody will have a giant boner over the fact that, oh, look, it's colored. Oh my God, now I'm frightened. It's just a different wavelength, folks. It's 11.2 nanometers. Infrared spectra. And if you're wondering about greenhouse gases, well, water vapor is the Earth's primary greenhouse gas. Water emits quite a lot of radiation. This is why if you're using a radio telescope, if it's a foggy, misty night, you go home and you don't use your radio telescope because it's too sensitive for that. Water emits radiation. Shout out to Pierre Marie, Dr. Robitaille, who is well aware of this. And it seems that many astronomers are not aware of this. Can you imagine how much radiation the ocean puts out? Are you familiar with this? Have you ever tried to measure the cosmic microwave background at Lagrange point 2, which is the point opposite the sun on the dark side of the planet? Anyway, radio frequency is a heck of a thing, and so is infrared. I'll just leave that there. We won't rant about the cosmic microwave background today. Anybody want to rant about COVID? Would you like to rant about COVID? Leave us a comment if you have something to say about COVID. Now, our channel received a community guidelines strike for medical misinformation. Now, apparently it's perfectly okay to put out disinformation, which is actually fraud. And if you're wondering the definition of the term fraud and why I call Fauci one, it would be because I used to be an insurance agent. And what insurance agents do is we try to avoid fraud. Oh, look at that. I coughed on it and it just exploded. Insurance agents avoid fraud. And the definition of the term fraud is an intentional misrepresentation of material facts. I don't know if you were aware of this or not. But in fact, let's do a search. And we're going to go to my Twitter in a minute too, but let's just do a search here. I'll put this up on the screen. Why not? I'll put it on the screen. Sure. Sure. So, since things that are scary are what we should be streaming about, and that hurricane isn't even a hurricane, much less scary, let's do a search for Shut Up Fauci. And we'll click on videos. And indeed, it came up. So check it out, folks. There it is. There's our music video for Shut Up Fauci.
If you've never flown a drone before.
If you've never been a drone before, don't view this advertisement because you got to go view the video yourself. And here it is. Let's start that over.
And that's the reason why you see people either double masking or it's not providing the perfect protection that people think. No reason to be walking around with a mask. People should not be walking around.
If you haven't seen Shut Up Fauci, well, we're going to show it during the live stream.
You know, put us together. We're like the modern day De Niro and Pacino.
Put us together and we're like the modern day De Niro and Pacino. Dr. Fauci, do you want to be De Niro or Pacino? Which one do you want to be, Dr. Fauci? Hey, Dr. Fauci, that's an awful nice reputation you got there. Be a shame if you shattered it all by yourself.
Moron. Moron.
Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Yeah.
Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Fauci came from a putrid, grotesque side of town. And when he commits fraud, we think he should be shut down. Fauci, we're no longer listening to you. Your cure's worse than the disease, plus you swore an oath too. Sing it! And so we say now, shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Yeah! Yeah! Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Fauci wears a red mask, yeah, says you should wear too. We're uninterested in all of the fraud you spew. Fauci, when I see you daily on the news shows, you're a fraudster, yeah, and now everyone knows. And so we request, shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Yeah. Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up. Yeah. Shut up, Fauci. Fauci, shut up.
Which one do you want to
I love them both. I love them both. I want to insult one or the other. If I say one, I don't want to hurt the feelings of the other.
Yeah.
So equal one.
Who's the politician?
All right, so I figured I would play that for a little musical interlude here. And yeah, that's one of our official videos at the smAsh News Network, Least Busted Name in News, where we avoid fraud and even misrepresentation if possible. We prefer to only represent material facts, which is why it's so vexing to receive a community guidelines strike. I mean, what is up with that? A community guidelines strike for medical misinformation. Now, if it was medical disinformation, it would seem like an appropriate thing to do to give somebody a community strike, because if you get 2 community strikes, you get temporarily banned, and if you get 3 community strikes, you get your channel deleted, I think. Although it's very unclear as to what these strikes are for, since you can't get an answer, as most YouTube creators would just simply follow the rules given the opportunity. So that's what's going on as far as that nonsense goes. And let's start our news crawl services here. So let's just, I'm going to literally just type the word news into my browser.
If you live
Here we
in
go. The DuckDuckGo search engine. I literally just typed in the word news. And let's go to Fox News, a corporatist plutocrat news agency, who I do not endorse in any way, nor have I watched since the year 2016. So I completely, anybody who thinks that my opinions are based on Fox News is 5 years, over 5 years behind. Because when it became obvious that Fox News was a completely ridiculous Trump sycophant, I stopped watching because it sucks. They're beholden to the people that are paying to show commercials on their channel, folks. And that is why they aren't objective. You're aware of this? Okay, good. So, our top headline here is purely political: Biden's implosion, which must have happened years ago because he's deranged and confused and oddly confrontational. And why does he rely on vocal gimmickry so much? Like when he says, people of color, especially the ones living in inner cities or in rural areas, are having trouble getting online so that they can get in line. To, like, what is he talking about? And why did he say, since it was passed, the Second Amendment has always limited what kind of people can buy guns and what kind of guns they could buy? What is he talking about? The Second Amendment says nothing of the sort. It's complete nonsense, which, once again, here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, we don't propagate. So I don't get it. I mean, hi, you're an empty suit. I mean, my head might look like it's full of space, which is far less empty than the heads of all too many bureaucrats. So it looks like Fox is just playing random things here. I simply clicked on one news article, and now I got to use the back button to stop it from just playing a bunch of crap. Their website is extremely ugly and way too busy. It looks like one of these old websites with the GIF animations all over the homepage. It's, ugh. Did you watch this 17-minute video with Cuomo yesterday? Wow. Who cares what Cuomo has to say about hurricanes or anything else? Why is it that you can cause the deaths of tens of thousands of people in nursing homes and still be completely unable to face accountability for that? But as soon as you diddle the staff, it's a huge issue. I mean, it's a little bit on the ridiculous side.
Just placating, man.
And I see Ken has joined the Zoom chat here. Let me put that on screen. I'm going to have to join manually on the computer here. So I'm going to join the Zoom chat since Ken joined us. And I have to like go check my email in order to do this because software. So just bear with me a minute, folks. And we're going to go back to some corporatist and maybe even some more reputable news sources, I guess. All right, so let me just head to the meeting here. I apologize for the delay. I was a little bit late getting things started today because of things that I won't be able to talk about on the live stream. All right, so let me just get into the Zoom chat here.
What the heck happened to my video? Oh no.
Your video has been murdered, Ken. It's because the Prime Minister of Belarus has requested that you don't appear on the.
What the hell? It said failed to start video camera. Please select another video camera in settings. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Camera.
Here at the Smash News Network, we've seen many glitches that don't necessarily add up to like.
Well, hey, I'm gonna call right back. I'm gonna close out and come right back.
All right. All right, viewers, so we're going to get the Zoom chat on the screen here just in a moment. And we're also going to look at some other news sources. Since it's a Sunday morning, and I don't know what's going on in the real news cycle. All I've done is looked at Fox News, which is kind of like more like the hilarity news cycle. All right, great. Now I just got to get through a Google gatekeeper. Yeah, that's me, bro. Bruh. That's me, bruh. And I'm almost there. And again, patrons, if you got the notification for this, you can join the meeting as well. All right, so let me just bring this up before we go to BuzzFeed. I'm sure that'll be a crowd favorite. And we'll bring up the gallery view. There we go. So now there we are. All right, I think we're on screen now. Let me get rid of the SNN. There we go. All right. And we've got the computer audio recording, so if Ken comes back, he'll be able to view that. Let's go to BuzzFeed and see what BuzzFeed's top stories are today. I'm sure it will be fascinating and enlightening. All right, so here we are on BuzzFeed.com, who has a giant ad for cotton. Look at the size of this ad. It's the entire header is a giant ad for cotton, the fabric of our lives. I guess because now, you know, tech fabrics must be out, right? Tech fabrics are out and cotton's in. Why is cotton in? Because carbon footprints. That's why, because cotton has got a much smaller carbon footprint, even though it requires massive farming efforts and refining efforts and making thread out of it. I don't know if it's more or less efficient than something like polyester, but who really cares, in my opinion, because carbon footprints are, shall we say, nonsense. All right, he's back. And let me make sure you're showing up on this call. And we're just having weirdness. We're having weirdness going on Zoom. So this is probably my fault entirely. And for some reason your audio is coming through here but not here. All right, let me just Oh, and I see we've got Kenny K there as well. Oh, that's you. That's you and me. That's just you and me. All right, all right. There's two of me. Look at this. I'm multiplying. I know, right? Yeah, they made clones of me when I was like age 3. So there's a 42-year-old version running around somewhere. All right. So I don't know why your audio's not coming through. Let me just mess with this. Oh, I may have to. This is weird. All right, just hang on. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Let's put that back for a minute here. So, all right, I got to turn. Yeah, it's showing that you're there. Oh, I haven't joined the audio. That's why. All right. All right. Now I've created a feedback. I've got a feedback doom going on, so I'm gonna put on my headset. All right, just bear with me a quick minute. I got to change some settings in OBS here, folks.
Yep, OBS is a bitch.
I'm just going to switch to my audio. Let's see here. There we go. And changing the audio output. All right, now we should be good. Although now you're not coming through on the Zoom call. So you're now only coming through with my phone. Man, oh man, you fix one problem and another one emerges, huh?
You know how many times I've done this with my live streams, man?
Yeah, live streaming, it's one of those things that the settings seem to mysteriously change each time you try to set it up.
If you've seen some of my early live streams, it sounds like I have Tourette's. I'm yelling at the camera and shit.
No, geez. All right, so, I'm almost at a loss here. We may have to scrub the Zoom call, man.
all good, man.
All
I
right,
just figured I'd hop in, talk some news before I go to work.
all right, hold on. All right, now microphone check.
Microphone check 1, 2. What is this?
Excellent. All right, now it's working.
Yeah.
The volume on my phone's not working, so you're going to keep coming through my phone. I'm going to stop
Whatever
sharing
works for
video.
you, man.
All right, cool. Well, now you're on the feed for sure. Let's just do an audio check here.
Checkity check.
Yeah, all right, cool. Sounds good. All right, so let's head to BuzzFeed.
Ooh, this will be fun.
Yeah. So now, by the way, folks, if you see me on video here, it's going to look weird, but this video still works fine. And Ken is actually there. So
I am here. I am real.
I don't know why he's colored this way, and he's not able to see it because we can't screen share. It's just too much to do. But
But I'm watching on. I have a other computer. I'm watching on to my left here, so I'm seeing what's going on.
all right, cool. Hopefully there's not a lot of feedback coming through or anything. So
No, I'm not getting any feedback.
So let's head to BuzzFeed here and see what else. See what we've got. I'm sure it's going to be some really crucial news. First, cotton, folks. Remember, don't forget to wear cotton if you're not doing anything athletic. Ken, a hockey player. Any weighing in on tech fabrics versus cotton?
Dude, cotton's where it's at. It feels weird wearing that other stuff, man. Like hell, I even have some workout stuff like the Under Armour. I don't know. I don't like putting that crap on my skin, dude. Like I'm pretty. I use like natural soap, natural deodorants. I mean, I don't use any of that fluoride toothpaste. I'm pretty. I don't know. I'm pretty conscious about what I put on and in my body, dude.
All right. So like polyester, you're not a fan. But how do you play hockey then?
Some of it feels good and all that, but I just.
What do you wear under your pads and stuff? You do not wear cotton under your pads.
No, I wear I wear like spandex and stuff like that, and I don't like doing it, but that's the only stuff I can really wear, you know.
Well, yeah, because cotton's going to load up to 14 times its weight, and it's not going to whip moisture.
It really holds on to that smell, man. Even if you could wash it as many times as you want, it ain't getting out.
Yeah, and plus you could become frozen. You know, it's a big deal if you're cross country skiing in a very cold place. If you have cotton as a base layer and you start to sweat, you're toast.
Yep. So, man, I got to ask you, what do you think about the Colt to the left and to the right? Because that's what it's turned into now.
I think they're both highly deranged. They're both highly deranged, and they believe a lot of nonsense.
Well, I don't know if you heard our one recent episode with Amy Says What the Fuck. We basically just torched Trump and, you know, where he's from, who his connections are, and everything like that. We got a lot of hate on it, but man, she kind of laid it all out, and people got mad because, you know, someone they never met before, ever talked to before, but they defend him like their family, which is the biggest cult movement you could do.
Yeah, I hear that. It was an interesting podcast, and not particularly surprising to me.
Right.
You know, my biggest beef from going all the way back to 2016, I was stoked when Rand Paul was in the primary. I was stoked when Ted Cruz was in the primary. And, you know, when it came down to Trump, I was like, oh, brother. And it's like, I have the same concerns going all the way back to George W. Bush. And those concerns are primarily fiscal. And, you know, each president since George W. Bush has been increasing the spending at a magnitudinal scale.
Really, since Kennedy, man. That's kind of when it all started going down, man.
Yeah,
that's when,
you could say that. I mean,
Jesuits kind of really took over even more, and
there was a huge dip in the Bill Clinton administration because we actually had a surplus for a little while there, but it's because he got rid of 66%, nearly 70% of military spending was cut, though. So everybody who blames George W. Bush for 9/11 is missing part of history.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what do you think Afghanistan was? That's just washing money, dude. That's all that was. 20 years.
Yeah, I'm still here. No, I just wanted to put you on screen. It just required a refresh. So if you see me suddenly leave like that, it's just because I've there we go. There he is. Hey, that's a hell of a shift, man. Working 2 to 2 like that. Is it? We've got oddities. Hold on. It defaulted to the wrong audio setting. Sorry about that. So working 2 to 2. Is this a bar that you frequent? Have you been involved in it a long time?
It's the bar that's my regular bar. I got a job there. I love everyone there. The people that are around. It's all in all good, man. I have a lot of fun. And like I was telling someone else, I'm happiest I've ever been working at the bar, and I have a construction project management gig. So
sweet.
Like, dude, sweet. Yeah, out of the corporate gig, dude, out of the corporate life, and never been happier, man.
I picture you as Charlie from Always Sunny for some reason. No offense.
Dude, you know how often I get that, man?
Oh really?
All the time.
Cheers.
My voice gets like that too. When I get all excited, I get a little high pitched, and I get it a lot, man.
Have you ever made up a song ad hoc about Rock, Flag, and Eagle or anything like that? That's the real question. Rock, Flag, and Eagle.
I'm gonna kick a little ass.
Yeah. Yeah. If I ever get myself to Cleveland, I'll have to come visit.
You have to, man. We got I don't know if you ever heard of Conspiracy Kyle. He does a Conspiracy in the Force. So basically everything that happens in the news, he kind of like, there's like a similarity to like Star Wars. So he that's his like podcast is how he just like ties in the Star Wars to what's going on in the real world. It's pretty awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going to be coming up here too.
I used to be a huge Star Wars fan, but when the prequels came out, I said I'm out.
Yeah, dude, he's the same way, man.
Yeah, 1983, I was hardcore Empire Strikes Back fan. But by 2003, I'm like George Lucas. Go away.
Yeah. In 1983, I don't even think I was a glimmer in my dad's eye yet.
What's interesting is I think the reason that Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars were the two best Star Wars films is because those are the ones in which George Lucas did not have carte blanche. I think he has an infantile mind, and some of the stuff that he put in there is kind of like edgy for the time. There's some weird anti-establishment stuff in there. And by the way, Ken, if you've ever seen this, also viewers, if you've ever seen 10 Things You Didn't Know About Darth Vader's Suit by Red Letter Media, you will never view Darth Vader the same again. I mean, you're going to just feel like Darth Vader is some kind of weird goth discotheque misfit or something. It's just ridiculous. Did you know that Darth Vader's shoes don't even fit right?
What?
Yeah. Did you know that the droids, check this out, the droids didn't reconstruct Anakin's face in order to save money. In the Palpatine Center for Reconstructive Surgery, which was renamed when Anakin got admitted there. Now, whether or not Palpatine built a statue of himself in the lobby, doing the lightning fists or not, and the lightning, I don't know. But it's the stuff that the amount of detail that was gone into about Darth Vader's suit. And believe me, Red Letter Media doesn't need our help. They have millions of subscribers. But it's such a good video that every few months I just have to watch it because it's just hilarious. Did you know that there are buttons on the front of Darth Vader's suit that if you just press them, it'll shut off his iron lung?
What, dude?
He'll suffocate.
I gotta watch this thing, man.
There are buttons on the outside of his suit that you can just press that will suffocate, asphyxiate him. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems practical.
It's ridiculous. And the reason his helmet is so shiny is because droids, and this is actually from the writings of George Lucas. The reason his helmet is so shiny, it was shined with voodoo hide. And it was shined with voodoo hide in order to mystify the Emperor and prevent him from asking questions about why Anakin's face was not reconstructed. I swear I'm not making it up. It sounds ridiculous, but
it sounds stupid
it's
as
all
hell.
too true. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they didn't reconstruct his face because of funding, and then they shined up his helmet real shiny to distract the Emperor from this. I guess because the Emperor was like, "Ooh, look how shiny the helmet is." Oh, wow.
Let me get this. So they're building a Death Star, but yet they can't reconstruct the face.
Correct.
All right, yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yep.
All right, let's
That's
check
George
out some
Lucas.
of this news. Well, let's see what the crap they're pushing down people's throat today.
So I don't know. BuzzFeed, this doesn't even look anything like what you'd even call a news story. It's just totally irrelevant stuff. Let's try HuffPost.
Ooh,
You know, HuffPost.com is always
HuffPost or
nice.
New York Times are my usual go-to. Just
And of
to see
course,
the
our
bullshit.
viewers love HuffPo. Let's actually put the chat on the screen. I haven't even displayed it yet. And thanks for everybody who has left a comment. I must have typed in the wrong freaking address here.
He just said there's a 1 or 2 second echo on your side, Robert. Either way, let's just keep rolling with it, man.
It's probably because of my phone, which I've now thrown on the floor, so it's even farther away from my mic. I think that fixed it. I can't hear it anymore, so I think that might have fixed it. I don't know. I'm hoping. Anyway, there's HuffPost.
Man, people be hating.
All right, and I'll just scroll your chats here real quick so everybody who's left a comment can see them. As you can see, I'm trying to scroll and it's not working because reasons. All right, well, no smooth scrolling for us. We're just going to have to scroll down here. Thanks for leaving comments, Christine, and of course Ken, also Raymond, Smash Staff. Thanks for all your hard work, Smash Staff. Please give Smash Staff a raise by going up and creating a subscription account at smashamash.com/SmashTeam. We're kicking it off early,
Hey, remember,
although the official
if you like
kickoff
this,
is not till
support
September
him.
1st.
You give your money to Netflix and all that other bullshit. If you like this stuff, he won't stay around. You gotta support your people you enjoy. And like I said, I don't know how much it is, but what's $5 or $8 for you every month when you already give 12 or 15 to Netflix every month? That piece of shit big organization that everyone hates, big organizations, but yet something you listen to every day. Support it because it's gonna go away if you don't support it.
Thanks for the plug, man.
Got to, man.
Also, make sure you subscribe.
We're all doing the same thing, just trying to keep on keeping on, you know.
Exactly. So yeah, everybody make sure you go subscribe over at Black Pill Radio if you haven't checked that out. You can also check their own website for their links and stuff, upcoming events probably, and you can contact them over at blackpillradio.love. So the top post here on HuffPo, let me just make sure that's displaying, is Weakened Henry bears down on Northeast. Now, who remembers days ago when I said this thing's going to weaken? Does anybody remember that? I mean, I saw fear-mongering still happening on YouTube at like 4 o'clock in the morning today. I was like, what's that all about? Hey, guys, it's weakening because of all of these reasons. Anyway. We encourage our viewers. That's not even a story to me. I'm just going to skip down. Let's see. Okay.
Ooh, someone died of COVID.
Oh my God. A conservative radio host, probably an anti-vaxxer. By the way, folks, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, if you're wondering. If there's any sort of a box you'd like to put me into, you probably don't understand that I have a nuanced position on nearly anything. So if you think that because I believe in this or don't believe in that, which means I must believe in this or not believe in that, you may want to think again and just ask. Oh, look, it's a conservative radio host and vaccine skeptic. I think I might have called that. What else do we got? Jesse Jackson Sr. and Jacqueline test positive for COVID-19. Oh, my God.
probably don't say like how sick this guy and unhealthy he was. He probably died of something else, but they're saying it's COVID and all that shit. Just because he might have tested positive for it doesn't mean he died of that shit.
Yeah, maybe.
And everyone knows these tests are bullshit anyway.
Yeah, the PCR test. I mean, how are people still listening to Fauci? How are still people still caring about PCR tests, which are testing for any spike protein, by the way, not one specific to COVID-19. Let's hope that's not considered medical misinformation also, as we could actually get banned. The video will probably get demonetized. And then while everybody's done watching it, it'll get remonetized through, quote, manual review, end quote. Please leave us a comment if you've noticed that there's nobody at the wheel at Google, Facebook, Apple, Twitter, Amazon, and Tesla. Yes. The beef I have with Tesla, by the way, is that they write some of the worst software in the world. Their software physically kills people. Yeah. Because the self-driving cars are crap. I don't want to take a ride in one, and I don't want to be on a road where somebody's taking a ride in one because people are far too stupid to sit there with their hands by the steering wheel and their feet by the pedals while the car's driving itself. Why would you even want to do that when you could just simply drive the car? It seems like a ridiculous
Why would you want an
idea.
electric car when you get a sweet-ass GTO with a big-ass engine? It sounds super cool. And, yeah, guess what? You driving around a gas guzzler or something like that, that's not what's hurting the environment and none of that shit. Once you look at the military, all these big businesses, all that crap, that's what's really hurting everything. If you even, personally, I don't know about global warming. I think that's all big sham, just it's a money-making scheme to switch over to something else. But either way, that's not what's hurting the environment, guys. Never has, never will. Yeah, food is higher, maybe, for sure. Hey, I know working at a bar, we can't even get chicken wings, and all our prices for everything has gone up, man. Protein has been super high. It's been really, really weird, man.
This Zoom app is
it's starting to piss me off here. And the reason, viewers, again, I apologize for the echo. The reason that you're hearing echo is because I cannot turn the volume down. It will not shut off. This phone, if I'm going to keep this in the same room, it's going to keep making noise whenever Ken talks, but not whenever I talk, because reasons. So let's see. I'll stop video. I'll stop audio. I cannot mute it. It's just okay. I think I've muted it. I think we're good.
Yeah, but I can't hear you on the chat on the Zoom call now.
Now you can't hear me on the Zoom call.
Here, maybe I gotta turn down my YouTube. Maybe I can listen to you through there, but it's going to be a delay.
Okay, I should be showing up on the Zoom call. Can you hear me? Now can you hear me? Dude.
Not on Zoom. I'm listening to you through YouTube.
That is disturbing.
Do it one more time.
All right. Wait. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to press refresh. I'll be right back. All right, we should be good now.
I got you on Zoom.
Perfect. All right, so let's go. Let's see if it actually gives any information here about what this guy died of. He was probably shot during a mugging, which is how COVID killed him, because, you know, he couldn't breathe despite being shot through both lungs or something like this.
I don't know. My personal favorite's the suicide, the 2 shots to the back of the head suicide. You know,
right?
Got quick fingers.
My favorite kind. Oh, look, just like me. He would like his listeners to know that while he was never an anti-vaxxer, he regrets not being more vehemently pro-vaccine and looks, well, at least he had a catharsis before he died. He made a deathbed confession to HuffPost. That's what happened.
He saw God, man. He saw God, and that was Fauci.
Right, yes, Saint Fauci, our new deity.
It's either Fauci or, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Donald J. Trump?
I know, right? Yeah, that's been an issue. So anyway,
And what's funny too, when I talk to people about, getting the stab and all that crap, I go, so what's the point? They're like, well, I'm like, you can still get it and still pass it on. They're like, yeah, but I don't want to get that sick. I go, but you can still get sick. Like, there's no point. Why do you want me to get it then? Rick, so you can protect us, but you pass it on just the same as I do. So what's the point? See, that's like the cognitive dissonance these people have. They just like, oh no, the guy on TV said it, so they believe it. It's great. It's 1984. They're listening to the telescreen and they listen to everything they say.
yeah, isn't a vaccine supposed to prevent you from getting infected, which should prevent you from being from transmitting a disease? By the way, little side note for everybody. I guess since I'm now a human broken record, I'll just say this again. Asymptomatic people don't drive pandemics, and they never have. Sick people drive pandemics. This is why it is so idiotic to expect lockdowns and masks to have some sort of an effect on pandemics. Non-pharmaceutical interventions are entirely ineffective. People have been trying to wear masks for hundreds of years, and it didn't work hundreds of years ago, and it didn't work last year. But better lock down the whole country of Australia and make people wear masks outside because reasons.
Well, and they don't understand that there's like reservoirs. Like, yeah, we can like try to wipe it out here. We could stay inside all day, but the whatever it is, SARS-CoV-2 or whatever, that finds animal reservoirs that sits there and waits. And then when we come back out, it just reinfects us. It's never going away.
Yeah.
Just like the flu never went away, just like the cold's not going away. It's like there's animal reservoirs that hold on to this and it still goes to humans. Like it's never going away. So all this crap, people are like, oh, we're going to eliminate it. You're never going to eliminate it. Just like you can't eliminate HIV or HPV or any of these other things. You're never going to eliminate it. They're here.
Well, we might be able to eliminate them, but we haven't currently done it. I mean,
it will name one thing we've actually eliminated.
Well, look, you can target certain things that have specific genetic code. You can make things that will only affect things with a certain specific genetic code, perhaps. It's some of the most dangerous technology you could possibly imagine. For example, I would like to see the European starling completely wiped out from North America. It's one of the worst ecological disasters in all of mankind's history. The intentional introduction of the European starling into New York City by a bunch of Shakespeare poet idiots. Now there are like at least 500 million, possibly as many as 1 billion birds. And they're destroying habitats for various cavity nesting birds like the northern flicker, bluebirds, purple martins, and all kinds of, basically any bird that nests in a smaller size cavity. So they're not an enemy of a pileated woodpecker because they don't live in huge cavities like pileated woodpeckers do. But the smaller woodpeckers, they probably affect all of those, like downy and hairy woodpeckers and so forth. And, if we were able to create some sort of a weapon that you could just spray around everywhere or something that somehow kills them, it's pretty dangerous technology because we can make the same weapon for humans. See what I mean? So, a lot of the people that are capable of doing this stuff won't do it because of ethics. But a lot of people don't seem to have ethics because if you noticed in the year 2020, year of clarity, there's been a lot of liability and accountability waiting to happen, like 10 years worth of accountability waiting to happen. It would have been nice if this whole year would have just been a blowout for accountability, but it's not happening, at least not yet. I mean, Cuomo resigning because he diddled state employees doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of the tens of thousands of nursing home deaths that he caused, similar to the ones in Pennsylvania, where New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut were the worst places in the whole world, the deadliest places in the whole world at points of last year because of COVID mortality rates in nursing homes, entirely because of the mortality rates in nursing homes. Rachel Levine pulled Rachel Levine's mother out of a nursing home the same day the mandate was passed in Pennsylvania to require nursing homes to accept COVID-positive patients.
But she's so beautiful, so brave.
She is so beautiful and so brave. The question is, do you think she could cover me? Do you think she could drop into coverage and stop me from pulling down a flat pass before I stiff arm her into a crater where she used to stand?
I'm pretty sure she might have a bigger penis than me, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nobody really knows because Dr. Levine, the good doctor, keeps this a secret. So people have asked her what's going on. If I stick my hand down the front of your pants, what am I going to find? And Dr. Levine does not divulge this information. You'll just have to go find out on your own, viewers. So if you do find out, we're all very interested because that makes you pretty brave too. So what else is good, man? How's Cleveland doing? What's Cleveland like these days? Is it like a wasteland like some cities or?
No, man, it's actually pretty normal except for
sweet.
Now all these concert venues now are requiring vaccines or 48-hour tests. So yeah, on Thursday I had to sell my ticket to like this Grateful Dead kind of tribute band, so to speak.
Cool.
So I had to sell my ticket because I couldn't go. Like, and I'm not getting tested. I'm not getting face fucked with a cotton swab. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess.
Plus, you shouldn't contribute to case numbers. Don't get tested so that you don't contribute to case numbers. Okay, that's not medical advice, folks. If you feel like you need to get tested, get tested. All right. YouTube, don't demonetize the video. I'm not giving out medical misinformation here, but I don't get flu vaccines, folks. I don't get flu vaccines.
What do you get out of getting tested? What do they tell you to do? Stay home. But at the same time, like if you're sick, you stay home anyway. You sit on the couch, you get a Gatorade, get some chicken noodle soup, you wait this shit out and you get better.
Yeah.
But then like, what's the point of getting tested? So they tell you that like what, it does nothing. Like it's zero logic to me. Like I don't know. Like if I slept with someone that's sketchy, I'm going to go get tested for an STD. But like that makes sense to me because I don't want my dick falling off, you know?
Well, I mean, nobody's going to call you Dirt Grub, which is the most important thing. If you don't have the nickname Dirt Grub, the aspects of Charlie are merely superficial, perhaps.
Yeah, see,
you don't really look
my
like
immune
Charlie.
System's so strong. I do Charlie work all day. You know, your sludges, your spills, your smells. You know, that's all me.
Beating rats with a broomstick.
Oh, my rat stick. Oh yeah.
Burning garbage in order to power the generator or whatever that was.
Well, yeah, you know, I burn the garbage. You know, smoke goes up in the star and turns into stars. You know what I mean?
So did you hear Jesse Jackson Sr. and Jacqueline Jackson tested positive for COVID-19? Oh my God. I wonder if they're taking vitamin D and focusing on their general health and taking zinc.
Do you really think they tested positive? Or do you think it's just a news story?
I think that HuffPost is it's a name in Ariana Huffington is a thing, a Hungarian woman who's totally not a communist.
Do you know who funds them?
Let me guess. George Soros.
Bingo.
For real?
Yeah, you know, hey, you know,
I wouldn't be
coast
surprised.
to coast or whatever with
George Norrie.
Yeah, you know who funds that?
I think this was covered. Yeah, no, tell me.
Man, it's Soros and the Bush administration all funded it. Bush, really?
Oh, geez, makes you want to buy a ranch in Argentina instead of Colorado, perhaps, right? It's funny, folks, because German. It's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know what? Let's actually pivot to that for a minute. Is anybody out there actually aware that George W. Bush's grandfather was a card-carrying Nazi and the Attorney General for Hitler? Yeah,
well, you know,
Hitler.
The bank he was with, he funded a lot of the Nazi regime. Yeah. Prescott Bush.
And there was a massive money laundering operation because not all of the treasures and just gold and cash were ever discovered. I'm sure a lot of those assets haven't mysteriously found their way to South America or anything like that. It's probably just a conspiracy theory, right, Ken?
Hey, you're crazy, dude. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you believe propaganda. By the way, Ken, did you see our video about propaganda?
I did not, man. I missed a few of your videos. I usually watch your stuff. I've been missing stuff. I've been super busy. I haven't even listened to any podcasts or anything recently. I've been kind of running around doing our own thing, but.
So it's a good one. It's a good one. It's like 26 minutes long, I think. It features particle physicist Eugene Bagashov. So he actually lives in Minsk, Belarus. And so he's all too familiar with propaganda. I think the thing I found most interesting in doing pre-show research was that, A, it hasn't always been a derogatory term, only since the 20th century. And even to this day, it's a much more derogatory term in the West than even in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So it originally meant Catholic missionaries. It was a specific group of people and their process, you know, like that. It was referring specifically to this series of missionaries. So what about Afghanistan? Prayers to Afghanistan that people get to evacuate.
That whole Afghanistan thing, like I said before, that's just washing money for 20 years. And the opiate shit, it's kind of going away. People are recognizing it. So now their money's for, you know, vaccines and stuff like that. So they're like, yeah, we'll pull out of there, and, you know, China can have it and do whatever with the precious metals and all that. Like I said, they're backing out. They're going to find some other war to wash their money with.
By the way, if anybody's wearing 3D glasses right now, Ken might look really awesome. I don't know why Zoom does this, but this is regularly happening. It could just be because of like browsers or my lack of a video card or something like that. Keep in mind, folks, the videos, all the videos that our channel makes, they're done on a $120 computer. So while I am a gamer, I do not currently have a gaming PC. My gaming PC is, well, maybe I can show it. Let me see. Maybe I might be able to actually show it here. Let me see.
Hey, well, real quick, back to propaganda. Do you know Edward Bernays, the father of propaganda or whatever? Do you know who his grandson is?
No.
One of the founders of Netflix.
So this room is a complete disaster. And if you look over there, you can, you might be able to see on the floor right there, there is a computer there, and it's got cracks in the case, and it's got a pretty nice video card. But this PC that I make these videos on it's a $120 bare bones PC. It's like as cheap as it gets. But I used to be a computer scientist, sort of. Like I went to college for it for a little while, and then I said no, I'm not doing that. I'm not spending 30 years writing code. So I got out of there and eventually pursued professional sports. You know, that's sort of my story. And, you know, I did actually consider getting a stellar cosmology degree. I would have like created the major back then. But back then, if you got a degree in the mid 90s, if you got a degree in astronomy, your job would be doing really boring stuff for NASA. And I was like, no, if you get a PhD, you get to do cool stuff for NASA. But if you just get a bachelor's of science in astronomy, it's not particular. Like if there's something specific that you want to study, as was the case with me, it's not advisable to get a BS in astronomy.
Why do you think they call it a BS?
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean,
I'm just playing.
No, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff in the industry with just with a BS degree, and you know you're going to make a lot more money than somebody like with a college diploma, obviously. And of course, to get an astronomy degree, you got to take astronomy 1 through 4 and physics 1 through 4 and calculus 1 through 4, I think. So it's, you know, people, it's one of those degrees that people sort of have an inherent trust for you because they're like, it's not rocket science, but that guy knows how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What kills me though, because I mean, I have 2 degrees. I have a math and an engineering degree.
Oh, geez.
Like, yeah. So with that, it's like I'm always working for some corporation or big company and stuff like that. So it's like it got old quick. I was in aerospace for 10 years, and it just got to be the people I worked with and how underpaid I was, and it was just all bullshit. So me getting laid off was probably the best thing ever happened to me. It changed my career. It changed my life up. And
yeah,
like I said, I'm the happiest I've ever been, man.
That's one of the things that happens to me. You know, every time I get an injury, we were talking about this earlier in an Instagram chat for you viewers out there. And one of the things that happens to me, every time I get an injury, I usually end up vastly better off as a result. You know, and while pro athletes downplay injuries and have a tendency to return to competition way too early, it still also gives us sort of a crash course in the human body. So, you know, this is part of the reason why I thought it was ridiculous that folks thought I don't know anything about medical science and so on. But hey, we should actually end this call. Certainly end the Zoom call because Zoom's going to throw us off in a minute anyway.
I just saw that. Yeah,
I don't want to see that happen during the live stream. But yeah, thanks for coming, Ken. I'm going to stream for another like maybe 10 or 15 minutes here.
I just wanted to stop in. I saw you, like I started watching, so I figured I'd pop in, say hi, see who's watching. And nay B, that absolutely is Bill Murray above me. Yeah, that's my favorite picture. So
Nice. Hey, what kind of bike is that?
it's just an old steel frame I got in Seattle just because I was riding around a lot, hitting bumps, so nothing would bend or anything like that. Just an old steel frame. Got good brakes on there and everything, nice seat. So
nice. Excellent.
But yeah, dude, good talking with you. Have a good live stream finishing up and all that. I'm glad I could pop in and say what's up. And yeah, if you do this again, let me know, because I don't listen. I got time to talk. I got a lot to say, and I like bullshitting with you, man.
Yeah, we're going to make it a more normal thing. Especially the Wednesdays. The Sundays are sort of more sporadic, but definitely the Wednesday, every afternoon on the Wednesdays. And we'll start sending out more and more Zoom invites when we get more proficient with the software and stop having to change every setting every time we change anything, right?
All right, hey man, I'm about to get booted out of here, but yeah, have a
all
good
right. Cheers,
one,
man.
We'll
talk to you soon.
Later, buddy.
So yeah, in many ways, Ken is actually a member of the Smash team. He has helped to promote us on their channel. Again, make sure you go over there and subscribe to Black Pill Radio. And let's quickly just bring them up. Let me make sure I'm displaying it. All right, so if you type in Black Pill Radio and DuckDuckGo, it's their page is entitled Black Pill Podcast. And there you go. Again, it's blackpillradio.love, and that'll link you to their YouTube channel and so on. There's a link to the YouTube channel. So go subscribe over there. There is a video featuring me somewhere in there. I think it starts with the title Space Weather, Coronal Mass Ejections, and Divine Providence. And thanks to Ken and Shane for helping to promote the Smash News Network, Least Busted Name It News. I didn't realize Ken came from an aerospace background. Maybe it's why he likes the videos, because I'm not, he can tell instinctively that I'm not talking out my you-know-what. All right, so let's see what else we've got to do here. Close out this Zoom call entirely. And thanks to everybody who joined, by the way. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Get out of there. And let's go to my Twitter feed real quick to see if there's anything that I've missed since Wednesday. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/smAshomash. And while we're chatting about chatting, let's put up your chats once again. We'll see if we can just do a smooth scroll here. There we go. And again, thanks everybody who left comments. If you didn't watch our video on propaganda, it's one of my favorites actually that we've ever done. It's very interesting. Not exactly sure. Oh, just a minute. Let me scroll back up here. And again, folks, I apologize for the echo. There was something funky going on with the phone. I could not mute the phone. I had the volumes turned all the way down, and hey, what do you want? We've got a lot of different feeds going into this live stream, so yeah. So this video about propaganda was extremely interesting to me, and I didn't realize. I thought it was basically a derogatory term. And by the way, last year when I looked it up in the dictionary, the term propaganda included the word untrue, meaning it's part of the definition. It has to be untrue in order to be considered propaganda. That, like so many other words, such as sexual preference, had their definition changed. Yeah, the word sexual preference is now considered offensive. You're wondering why? You really want to know why? You really want to know why? The reason that the term sexual preference is now an offensive term is because Amy Coney Barry said it. Yep. Amy Coney Barry said, Amy Coney Barrett said the words sexual preference, which prompted Merriam-Webster to change the definition in the dictionary. Yeah. So if you think you see some newspeak going on, I would tend to agree with you. If you think you see some propaganda, which is untrue, and some disinformation, I would tend to agree with you. It's almost enough of a concern to build your own website, isn't it? Yeah. And just letting your chat scroll here for a quick minute before we get into my Twitter feed. We'll just spend a brief moment on that, and then we'll go back to Zero Hedge and close out the stream. So no more musical interludes. We're just going straight to taking ludes. Oh, wait, no, I can't do that. Those don't exist anymore, folks. And I'm not really going to touch any of the stuff that any of you guys are talking about there. Although I am displaying them on the screen for you viewers, you must read the chats. I just can't respond to all of that. Certainly not at the moment. But thanks everybody for leaving comments. Let's get back to my Twitter. So let's see here. We'll head back to the latest live stream, which, by the way, was demonetized. And it showed 67 playbacks, and then it had 14 views or something like that. If you don't follow Jeffrey A. Tucker, follow Jeffrey A. Tucker, who says, "It's becoming clear to me why the quickest and most egregious amplifications of state power in our lifetimes or longer continue to be such a taboo topic in the mainstream. Everyone left and right is implicated. Only independent people and institutions can tell what's true." What do you have to say? You can see what I had to say on our Twitter account. Are you agendaless, or are you some kind of a paid hack shill who wants to tote fear or get people to believe any kind of nonsense, or join a cult, which, by the way, the requirement for cult membership is belief in nonsense. And while all people who believe nonsense aren't in cults, all people who are in cults believe nonsense. So we put that in some serious flamin' ketchup and mustard colors there. Also, Australia. Giant middle finger to the Australian governments. Yes. Locking down the whole country like New Zealand because of one case. And by the way, I hear now Australia is going to get shut down by people like truckers and veterans because they're going to shut down the supply chain. So enjoy that. Enjoy that, all you government officials. I hope your bunkers are well stocked. Well stocked. Because if things devolve into a Mad Max scenario, we hope that you're safe because, you know, you're so important for the safety and security of the people of Australia. According to Senator Rand Paul, and I can't verify this. I mean, maybe you can verify this. Let me just state this little quote here from Senator Rand Paul. According to Rand Paul, only 3 days ago on August 19th, I quote, "The Taliban is on Twitter. So is Iran's supreme leader, but Twitter bans former President Trump. Save us from this madness, God." Yeah. I retweeted that one with no comment. And there's a comment to Scott Adams, who's a giant puffball and thinks he knows something about anything besides being a CPA or making cartoons. And shout out to Scott Adams if you'd like to come on the show for an interview. We'll be more than happy to berate you publicly, I guess, because you're a Trump sycophant and you don't know anything about infectious diseases and you're a know-nothing baby boomer. Scott Adams, good at making cartoons and being a CPA, and otherwise sucking. Did you know that we have a coronal mass ejection warning in effect for days? And that we've named a filament? Shout out to our commenter, Nay, who has prompted me to name the filament Steve, yes. So anyway, our Twitter account does post all of our videos. And thanks to smAsh staff for doing all that work. Hey, look, folks. It's Steve. Since meteorologists have to name everything, they're now naming winter storms. They're naming hurricanes. They're naming tropical depressions that aren't even tropical storms, so why not name filaments? It seems like a smart idea, since these are more relevant than practically every newscaster in the world. Except, of course, the ones that the smAsh News Network least busted naming news. You can find links to the smAsh team. You can even find some of our memes. So I don't know, maybe you're a huge fan of Facebook. Maybe you're an admin at Facebook. You're doing a fine job, by the way. A fine, fine job. Did you know that we have a Facebook page as well? Facebook.com/smAshomash. Yeah, it's a thing. Did you know? Will you be able to see the posts even if you go there? Or will the software just start your computer on fire because the algorithm is so broken it can't even decide what to show you and what to censor? Yeah, that's Facebook for you. Some of the most pathetic software on the entire internet. What a joke. Do you still own their stock? Well, now that's funny. And let me put up another consumer post. Yeah, how about that? I wonder if I can set it to repeat. That would be perfect. Let's play that again, folks. Do you think it's a bad business practice to require people to do things against their will in order to do business with you? At smashomash.com/smashTeam, we specifically addressed this. If you'd like to hear all about it, go sign in. I don't know what else to tell you. That's about my only solution. All right, let's go back to Zero Hedge here real quick, and then we're going to close this mother out with some fresh beats from the GCP. Links in the description to GCP, by the way, soundclick.com/goldencatproductions, soundclick.com/goldencatproductions. So here's the Zero Hedge's homepage. I'm just going to scroll down here. Everybody, if you've got some news story that we're not seeing here, Zero Hedge is a fairly objective news source, in my opinion. And while they do print some nonsense, they largely are reputable. What are your thoughts on the current inflation? Do you think the hurricane's going to be deadlier than anticipated? Or is it becoming a massive dud, as we've said repeatedly? And what about the European Central Bank? What's going on with the European Central Bank? Do you think that the US dollar is actually weaker than things like the euro and the yen and so on? I think that's hilarious. Have you seen the recent activity in cryptocurrency? Investors turn to Bitcoin as government currency crisis looms. Well, geez, who could have ever guessed? Now, I'm not a huge believer in cryptocurrency as it has no intrinsic value. In fact, it has intrinsic liabilities in that it requires things like electricity to be even a thing. Yeah, it requires electricity to exist, folks. It's completely unlike precious metals. Wow. Afghanistan's gold showing up at the New York Fed. 1,731 bars held since 1939. I have no idea what that means, so let's check it out. And always we see some interesting articles here on zerohedge.com. Sup with that? Not for the first time, the U.S. Treasury has just gone and frozen the U.S.-held assets of Afghanistan Central Bank. The Afghanistan Bank, or DAB, chief among these assets are 1,731 old gold bars. Just less than 22 tons supposedly stored in the gold vault of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York in Manhattan under 33 Liberty Street. They were deposited by the Fed in 1939. They were deposited with the Fed by the Afghan Central Bank in 1939 and are old U.S. Assay Office gold bars that have cracks, fissures, holes, and imperfections. See details below. Okay. DAG, check it out. Afghani gold. a little bit of insight into what is in this particular bank, something that you very rarely see. Actual imagery, and it's clearly from the 60s or something like that. Check out the glasses and the fashion on these guys. Are you concerned about surface imperfections in your gold? Then you're an idiot. Because if it weighs what it's supposed to weigh and it's pure gold, cracks and imperfections are entirely irrelevant except for collector purposes. Oh, check it out. Another fugitive mafia boss arrested as Super Mario cracks down on organized crime. Who? Who the heck is Super Mario? Let's check out this article. Super Mario. Mario Cipollini? Nope. Mario Draghi. Yes, Mario Draghi. He sounds like he's Russian, but we're talking about Italy here. He's also an effective crime fighter in a country that has long struggled with endemic organized crime, siphoning billions from its economy. So shout out to Mario Drago. Congratulations. And leave us a comment if you would prefer a warlord in charge of your state instead of your state governor. Yes. Just kidding, folks. Who would prefer a warlord over Tom Wolfe? I can't imagine why anybody would want to see the governor of his state recalled because he's utterly incompetent and ineffective and he's destroying the entire country state by state. I would, no, it's, yeah, no, come on. Yes. Yes, Ken is a good dude. And so's Shane. Like those guys. We will be regularly inviting them. As I like riffing with them. They are just some likable dudes. All right, so salute to Mario. And the question is it because his organized crime is better than yours? You know, any crime I can do, you can do better. You can do any crime better than me. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Wait. This is like turning into a Bugs Bunny sketch here. Let's get back to Zero Hedge. What to do? The European dilemma. I got an idea. Stop trying to get people to do things that they don't want to do. Because you're going to regret it. The U.S. has warned American citizens to avoid Kabul airport. As Biden assures everybody, Joe No Malarkey Empty Suit Biden assures everybody that all is well. Don't worry, folks. Joe Biden's on the job, folks. Everybody's going to be just fine. He's going to save the day through some miraculous transformation into a competent human being who can compose a coherent sentence. Obama's coattails consisting of a guy less coherent than Obama. Well done. Well done. I thought he didn't have any coattails. Turns out his coattails are toilet paper stuck to his shoe. Who knew? By the way, port condition Zulu across southeast New England ahead of hurricane. That means you can't drive your boat. Don't drive your boat when there's a storm surge coming. Ah, yes. And Larry Elder. Larry Elder. Turns out Larry Elder must be the black face of white supremacy. Oh, knows. The black face of white supremacy. Larry Elder, who is right of Bernie Sanders, must be a fascist. So, yeah. I love that. That's not racism at all, folks. What the heck are we looking at now? I'm not leaving that on the screen. That was a disaster. Come on, Zero Hedge. All right, what do we have here? Here's a tweet from Larry Elder, who's running for California governor to maybe unblank the state. You know, unscrew the state, un-F-bomb the state. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is a quote from the LA Times. Larry Elder is the blackface. That is amazing. That is amazing. Check it out. Unbelievable. You've been warned that there's propaganda pervading all major news sources. Yet another reason to subscribe to SMASH News Network, Least Busted Name in News, and leave all this other nonsense behind, so that a news distillation service helps you to sort of have a clue what's plausible and what's complete nonsense. Oh, well, you know what? If the Pentagon confirms it, it must be true. So here's another story here. Pentagon confirms Americans have been beaten in Afghanistan. Now, who would have expected that there would be animosity between the Taliban and between Americans who remain in Afghanistan, even after all the military personnel just suddenly evacuated, basically with no warning? Who would have expected it? It must be just, I mean, I don't even know. What could it possibly be? Leave us a comment if you have a theory as to what could have caused such a thing to happen. I'll tell you what's going to cause a thing to happen. This stream is going to end quite soon. And let's talk about Joe Biden's life insurance policy. Now, many of you may not be aware that Joe Biden has one hell of a life insurance policy. And I'm going to actually show you it. I'm going to show you Joe Biden's life insurance policy. Now, you may be surprised that we have access to this, but it's because we're well connected. So here is Joe Biden's life insurance policy. If you didn't think this is a horrifying politician, I don't know, do a little research. I don't know what else to tell you. And there's no reason to break into nervous laughter at the moment. More like extremely, I don't know, extremely frightened. I don't know how to make a frightened expression. Do I look scared? Because that right there is scary. That right there is one stroke away from being the President of the United States. So I don't know what you think about that, but if you want to see Joe Biden struck by a meteorite, don't tell anybody, although that's not technically illegal. If you would prefer for somebody to be struck by a meteorite, that's sort of a natural death from above sort of a thing that may mean it was your time, you know, if you're struck by a meteorite. Anyway, I just figured I'd just display Joe Biden's life insurance policy here. And of course, we are wishing all of our viewers, friends and foes, the best of health. We don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. We wish no harm on anybody. And we attempt to cause no harm, or maybe even undo some harm with our inputs. Who knows? But these are the kind of things that you could do on a YouTube channel, especially if you are getting any kind of reasonable channel subscriptions. So just think, folks, for the price of 1 gallon of gas per month, you could get our content at the SMASH News Network, which nobody else gets to see, via smashomash.com/SMASH-team. Make sure you check it out if you haven't. It's going to keep getting beefier and beefier and beefier. And let's play one more track here for you before we close things out. We'll close things out with another song. This is called Figurine 2010, and it's available on this live stream, period. And that's it. Also on other videos, but it's Figurine 2010, which is a track specifically made for gaming videos. And we're going to show you some natural phenomenon instead. And we'll see you soon. By the way, thanks everybody for tuning in to the SMASH News Network, Least Busted Name in News. More content coming soon. Press like, press subscribe, tell your friends and foes, science noobs, science pros about the channel. And by the way, I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off.